welcome to the Backwoodsman Institute. My name's Scott Fromey. Well, this morning what I'm doing, I'm trying to beat the heat, is I'm gathering up some wild black cherries. Now the wild black cherries comes from the black cherry tree. So let me pick off a little bit here and kind of show you what I'm talking about. This here is a wild black cherry. Now you can see that there's a red one in here. That one's not ripe, obviously. So when they get black, that's when they're ready and they fall off the stem. And in the middle, like all cherries, is they got like a pit. Let's see if I can squish that out of there. Make all kinds of mess on myself. They got a little pit in there. Now the pit, if you're gonna bake them or whatever, you're gonna have to get rid of that pit. So you got to sit there and pit them all. Otherwise, you're gonna be spitting pits out every bite, just like a regular cherry. The bad thing about these is, like I said, they're small. Now, one little bit of warning about the black cherry. The black cherry, especially if it starts wilting or dying, it contains a lot of cyanide. Now, if you got livestock, you probably already know that if a wild cherry tree gets blown over or a limb gets blown down in a storm, you got to get it out of there right away, because then once it starts wilting and the livestock eat it, they're poisoned, they can die. So one of the ways of negating the cyanide is cooking the fruit. So the fruit, like I said, is edible, but you shouldn't be really eating a whole lot of it just fresh. You can't eat it fresh. You have to cook it, and the cooking negates the cyanide. So really, what you're going to do with the fruit is you're either going to make jams or jellies or pies or whatever. You're actually just going to bake it. What I'm going to do with it, be honest with you, most of the guys around this area, as far as wild cherries go, they make homemade wild cherry wine. So that's probably where this is going to go, be honest with you. If you're wondering where's the best location to look for wild cherry trees, well, a wild cherry tree is in the same category as the sumacs and the sassafras. They are what they consider like a pioneer species. So they're the first woody trees to grow up in a field if you let it sit idle. So if the best place to look for wild cherry trees is out along the edges of the fields, because like I said, they're the ones that are sun-loving trees, and they're the first ones to sprout. So if you're looking in thickets and along field edges, is the best place to find them. You're not going to find too many of them in the middle of a woods. Their life expectancy and time to hardwoods shade them out. They grow a little bit, but they are pioneer species. They're the first ones to grow along the edges and in the thickets. A lot of times right along with the sumacs and the sassafras and the poplar. So best place to look, right along your field edges. I'll go ahead here and pan into some of these cherries, kind of let you guys see what they look like on a tree. You see that a lot of these are ready to fall. I know the birds and the squirrels really love the wild cherries. Find them up in there eating them all the time. One of the best ways that I found to gather wild cherries is, if you can kind of see behind me a little bit, I got a tarp laid out underneath the tree, and I'm just going to shake the branches and knock a bunch of cherries loose. So let me get busy with that. Probably I'll show you what I'm using as far as grab onto the limbs and stuff up tall. It's actually a took an old mop handle and put a little nail in it. It's actually what I use to gather up my decoys after I'm done duck hunting. Snag the line. So it works pretty good. I can double duty it, use it to grab onto a limb and pull down on it. I know a lot of guys that just crawl up in a tree and shake the whole tree down, but this works just fine. I'll go ahead and show you the cherries on the tarp here before I'm getting ready to move it. I'm done shaking under this side of the tree, so I'm going to go ahead and move it out. But see, the tarp just gathers it up, and all you have to do is just scoop it all up, all the cherries up off the tarp then. As you can see, it takes very little effort to gather wild black cherries. It's just another wild edible out there. Go ahead and take advantage of it. Catch you out in the woods.